What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode of the Second Restraint Podcast, where you're at. Grateful you're here listening to this. And look, I know you can spend your seconds a lot of places. I'm just grateful that you're deciding to spend a few of them with me today. So we're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about mood boosters and specifically why having a good mood matters. Now, I always say, look, we are humans. We feel all the emotions. That's part of the human experience. But at the same time, we can adjust that. And so why a good mood matters and how to adjust it and how to impact our mood on any given day in any given situation. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But here's what happens. So here's why a good mood matters. A good mood matters because when we're in a good mood, good things happen. We are much more intuitive. We are creative. We are willing to give more, donate more. In fact, there's a study that says that what they did was they tested to see if people just were in a good mood after donating money, or what they found really was that people were actually in a good mood before they donated money. And because they were in a good mood, they were willing to donate. They were willing to give blood. They were willing to be more unselfish with other people. And so these are all the things that why it matters, because as we look at our lives and we look at our internally and we look to impact the external, it really comes down to being in a good mood. If we're in a good mood, we are going to be much more inclined to work on ourselves. We are going to be much more inclined to help other people. And so being in a good mood matters. But unfortunately, the reality of this world, the reality of the human experience is that we are not always in a good mood. It just is not the way it is. It's just what it is. And so, but what do we do in those moments, in those days where we are in a funk? And I've been in lots of funks recently, and I think that I talk to a lot of people who are kind of in these funks. And a lot of times it's because our circumstances, our scenarios, whatever's going on in our lives, we've got, people who are impacting us, and it's just creating this world where we are in a bad mood. We're in a funk and it happens. But we can get out of these funks. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. How do we get out of the funks that we're in? Why does it matter? And so first and foremost, I think one of the biggest things, one of the biggest reasons I get in a funk is stress. I get stressed a lot, and I think that the people who are listening, if you're a mom, there's a lot going on in your life. If you're a dad, there's a lot going on in your life. If you are single, there's a lot going on in your life. If you are a teenager, there is a lot going on in your life. And we tend to compound problems and add more and more problems. And unfortunately, when we have so many things going on in our lives and we have this weight on our shoulders, the weight of anything else just adds more pressure, even if it's a simple thing. And so we get in this mode where we are just overwhelmed. We are stressed. We are looking for a way out. But unfortunately, what it does is it puts us in these moods, right? It puts us in this debilitating mood. And so I think the biggest thing that I think of when I think of reducing stress is reducing the overwhelm and reducing the anxiety. And I have a tendency to try and eat the whole pie, the whole apple. I don't even know what the phrase is. I have a tendency to see the big picture and think I have to tackle it all at once. I am always trying to go from A to Z. I've got so much going on. You may feel the same way. And in any given moment, it's like I have to do 15 things and I can't do any of them. And so I just get stuck and I get frustrated and I get in this bad mood because I just feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I can't do it all. And so, and then I just do everything really bad. I can't do it all. So I do some of it bad and some of it I don't do at all. And I just get in this mode where I feel bad. It puts me in a funk. It puts me in a bad mood. And I think what the biggest thing for me is in those moments, you have to realize that you can't go from A to Z. You just have to go from A to B. You just have to go take that next step. You just have to go 1 inch at a time. You just have to move a little bit and forget all those other things. Forget everything else that's going on. Just go from A to B. And when we do that, we are going to reduce stress in our lives and it will automatically increase our mood. Because when we move from A to B and we can check that one thing off of our list, well, guess what? We've increased that emotion. We've increased happiness. We've changed our mood. And then it's like, all right, what's B to C? Let's go that. What's C to D? And as we do that, we are going to automatically increase our mood. So that's the first thing. We want to reduce stress in our lives. And look, some stress is just going to be there. Some stress is good stress. Stress can push us and propel us forward. But if you're overwhelmed with too much and you're feeling anxious, stop looking at everything. Anxiety is the fear of all these unknowns, right? It's this fear that if I can't get everything done, that people are going to look at me bad and I'm just going to be in this bad space. Well, hey, let's just work on one thing at a time and reduce that stress in our life, and it will impact our mood immediately. The next thing is, I want us to just smile. Practice smiling. I say this a lot. I say it on Instagram, and some people, I've gotten comments from people who are like, oh, this guy's just going to say a smile. That's going to change everything. Well, it's a start. And there's actually studies. In 2010, there's a study that said that people performed better on attention tasks, which required them to look at the big picture. They performed better when they smiled. And so we can actually fake a smile. That's one thing. But we can also think of positive things in our lives that will induce a smile in us. And when we do that, and I just try it, like wherever you're at right now, whatever's going on in your life, literally just in this moment, right this second, smile. And immediately, like, there's this emotion that automatically goes straight to your brain that's associated with positivity and happiness. And so in those moments of struggle, in those moments of when you're not in the best mood, literally just smile. I promise if you just force a smile, it will impact your mood in a positive way in that moment. And then you can move forward, and you might need to smile again. You might need to smile again. But as you do that, you will train your brain, because look, mindset is all about training. It's all about training your brain to do the things that you want to do. And if you're in this funk or in this bad mood, then we've got to get out of that. And we get out of that by training our brain to be in a positive mood. And so smiling is honestly just the quickest, right now, in this moment, simplest thing you can do. And if you're listening to this, like, just on Instagram or whatever, just let me know if smiling helped in the moment. I just want to know how it helped you. So, send me a note, send me a message, just let me know how that is. But so number 2, just smile. Just try it, and I promise it'll help. Number 4, or 3, I guess I should say. I'm bad at math. We got to reduce our screen time. I think if you were in a funk and you get to the end of your day and it was kind of one of those days that just wasn't great, my guess is that if you look at your screen time, you had an increased activity of screen time or social media or scrolling or endless scroll or all that. Because I just believe that an increase in screen time is directly correlated with a decrease in our mood. An increase in screen time is directly correlated with a decrease in mood, because it is the process of spending time outside of real life connections. Even though you might be thinking, hey, I'm connecting with people online. Hey, I am spending time and I'm with other people. You're not. It may feel that way, but there is no real connection. The happiest moments of your life, when I go speak in schools, I always tell teenagers, the happiest moments of your life is not when you're looking down at your screen, but it's when you're creating memories with real people. That is when the happiest moments of your life is. It's when you're belly laughing with friends. It's when you are, just spending time laughing, talking. Those are the happiest moments. And if you look back on your life, every happy moment was when you were with people doing something awesome. It's never when you were on your phone. It's never on your phone. So if you're struggling right now, if you feel like your mood needs to be improved, just put your phone down. Distance yourself from your phone. Put it in the other room. Put it away from you. Get the temptation away from you. And I promise in that moment, it's going to help you. It will help you, because there's just something that these devices, they grab us. They I don't know, that dopamine effect that the phone gives us is this momentary, instant gratification, but it never leads to long-term satisfaction. It just doesn't. Daniel Gilbert said, we are happy when we have family. We are happy when we have friends. And almost all the other things we think make us happy are just ways of getting more family and friends. And I think that's such an astute, observation is if we are doing something that we think is making us happy, it's so that we can get more relationships in our life. If you're spending a lot of time on social media, It's so that you can have more relationships, but those relationships have to happen outside of the phone. They have to happen in real life. And the more time we just spend on social media, just the decrease in our happiness. It always happens. And so pay really, really close attention. Pay really, really close attention to the amount of time that you're spending on your phone. And if you are struggling, and if you find that you are not in a great mood, then please pay attention to your screen time. Just pay attention to it, because you're going to notice that those things are correlated in a big way. So the fourth thing is we got to take action. I think there's a fallacy that we believe that we have to be motivated to take action in this world, and it's completely opposite. If you want something good to happen, if you want to change your mood, if you want positivity in your life, then take action and the motivation will come directly after it. I always say, if you ever watch me on Instagram and the stories and I, post, my morning workouts, it's always embrace the suck. I have a poster on the wall. It says embrace the suck, because in that moment, I don't want to work out. I hate working out. I hate waking up early. I'd rather not. I'd rather lay in bed. I'd rather do all the things that just aren't as painful and aren't as difficult. I'd rather get more sleep. I'd rather not put my body through the workout rigors, but I do it and I embrace the suck every morning, because I know that once I start, I find my 1 second of strength. And once I start, I will keep going. It is inertia at its finest. I don't know, Newton's laws or anything like that. I don't do science. I have no idea, but an object in motion stays in motion, but you have to put yourself, the object, in motion. You have to put yourself in motion. And when you do that, you will keep going. So, but as far as mood's concerned, I think that sometimes we are sitting around and we're waiting for motivation. We're waiting for something to act upon us so that we can act for ourselves. And that is not the way we do it. We have to act. And then once we take action, we will continue to take action. So if you are not in a great mood, the number one mood booster is that you have to just start. You have to push forward. And once you do that, you will be in a better mood. James Clear, in his book, Atomic Habits, talks about the difference between motion and action. And sometimes we go through the motions of life, right? And we're just like spinning our wheels. Well, spinning your wheels doesn't move you forward. Spinning your wheels doesn't move you forward, but taking a step forward does. That's the difference between action and motion. And so if you're sitting around waiting for motivation, there's a good chance it will never, ever, ever come. Because there's very few people on this earth that are just motivated. There's very few people. And I think that sometimes we use that as an excuse or a scapegoat. And I should have done my workout. I should have done this. I should have, done my assignment. I should have moved my business forward. I should have, called these people. I should have done all this stuff, but I just wasn't motivated to do it. I'll do it tomorrow. No. Stop now. Just stop. That mindset is never going to get you where you want to go. You just have to take action. You have to choose what you want out of this life, and then you have to move forward, take action, and walk. Start walking forward. And I promise once you do, the motivation will come. The results will come. You will find a different mood. You will find a different place. Those are the things that are going to change your life. And too many times we sit back and we wait to be acted on. And that's got to stop. That's got to stop, because you're too important. You are way too important. So, getting a little fired up over here. You deserve to be happy. At the end of every podcast, and I'll say it in a couple minutes, but at the end of every podcast, I say, go find your 1 second of strength and be happy. That's the mood boosters, changing your mood and getting into a good mood so that you can pour into yourself more, so that you can impact your internal, so you can impact the people externally, how you can help other people, how you can be more creative, how you can be more intuitive. All of these things are so critically important to your mood. And if you are in that space where you are feeling better, then the sky's the limit for you. But every single one of them is just finding your 1 second of strength to move forward. It's reducing the overwhelm, reducing the stress by taking just one step forward. It's just practicing smiling. Just try it. Smile right now, and I promise in that moment you will feel something different inside of you. Less screen time. If you find that you are unhappy, it is likely because you are spending too much time scrolling the gram, scrolling TikTok, not watching other people create things, and you're just consuming things. And the last one, take action. Take that step forward. Even if you're not motivated, take that one step forward. And I promise once you do that, you will find happiness. You will be happier. Your mood will change because you will start doing the things that are going to progress your life. Because when we work on ourselves, when we progress, when we move forward, our lives change. So wherever you're at, I hope this helps you today. If it did, share it to, text it to someone, email it to someone, take a screenshot of this episode and share it to your stories. Tag me at Real Tanner Clark. Look, it's my goal to help you. It's my goal to help the people that you love, to be better, to grow, to progress, to find your path in life. And today, through this episode, to find some mood boosters in your life. If you're in the funk, if you're feeling what I've been feeling recently, then this is to help you. And I'll leave you the way I always do. Go find your 1 second of strength and be happy.